Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Friday, June 10th, 2022. And our top story today, inventions represent an untapped resource for companies and businesses. Well, joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Ronnie Smith is a managing director at Intramark Incorporated. Ronnie, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
So what really piqued my interest was the bird feeder, the automatic bird feeder. But I want to back up a little bit because, as you know, and you're in the great city of Pittsburgh, there's a great resignation that we're hearing about. And I wonder if during the pandemic, because of people maybe being out of work, maybe reducing, rethinking their lives, you've seen an uptick in inventions and people that are pitching to you and your company.
We have. And in any type of economic trouble, we found that people come out and want to create things, become much more entrepreneurial. They've got a little more time on their hands, time to think about things and come up with ways to solve problems that they have. So we're always looking for new products. But yeah, in times like the pandemic, we got a lot of new inventors interested in our services.
Is there a demographic that you see? I mean, I think good ideas come from everybody and any age. I mean, from 15-year-olds all the way up to 90-year-olds. But are you seeing a particular inventor demographic that has really come across your desk?
Absolutely no demographic, which is interesting. I do speak to a lot of inventors every day from all walks of life, all different ages. But usually, I find that they're trying to solve everyday problems, whether it's in the kitchen for their own, cooking or at their job, a tool that might actually make their job go more easily, more quickly. A lot of them come up with prototypes really out of necessity to do that function, whether it's their everyday life or at work. So a lot of it is just, you might just come up with an idea when you wake up in the morning, or really just like, I wish this were easier to do. I could save so much more time if I could do this function with a different type of tool.
I get my best ideas, Ronnie, when I'm in the shower, so I can't necessarily write them down. But it's true. But what's the process? Take us through, and I know it's a long process and it probably varies by invention, but what's the process to taking it from the prototype stage to what you do, which is patenting it, integrating it, and getting it distributed? How's that work?
So generally, you can hire a company like us at InventHelp who can step you through that whole process. But what you really want to do is make sure that you have a patentable idea. Getting a patentability search done is really important and not that expensive. But really, kind of developing it in a way that makes sense, even if it's a cocktail napkin type idea, as long as you can convey what the invention is. On the InventHelp side, they can help package it in a way that makes sense. But you don't have to have a lot. You don't have to have a lot of resources to come up with an idea. What is the difficult part is actually meeting the right person in a company who can make that product come to life. And we usually do that. And if the company likes it and they want to get involved in a license agreement, we would negotiate a license agreement. But just coming up with an idea, you just have to just be creative, figure out ways of making it easier for yourself, for everybody else.
Ronnie, let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned kind of getting a distributor. I'm thinking those are probably like the big box stores. I'm a big fan of the infomercials. I can remember, the Ron Popeils of the world with the set it and forget it. The Billy Mays, right? That's another one. He was very famous. They have to be pitched a lot. So they have to be very scrutinizing, I would think, of ideas.
Yeah. So what in the industry, what they call that, and I knew Ron and Billy both, what they call it is a wow factor. So infomercial products are different than any other type of products. They have to catch your attention really quickly.
Yeah.
You have to understand it and say wow. Like I get that product. I get how that's going to solve a particular problem that I have. And it really needs to be a mass market product. If it's just for babies, it's probably not necessarily good enough for an infomercial. Infomercial has to really cover the masses because it's very expensive to buy that media time. Looking at you have to look at a new product, especially in an infomercial, like you're saying about the pitch part. It has to be demonstrable. You have to be able to say, many things quickly that the potential consumer understands and thinks that they need that product. And usually it's a drive to retail. So you were mentioning about distributors. Our company, we work with the manufacturers. So the manufacturers who have an existing product line and want to make an addition to that product line. We try to provide them with inventions using certain keywords so that they understand what the invention is and maybe what they might want to take on. And at that point, they would add that to the product line, and then it's their job to actually sell it to Home Depot, Walmart, whatever that distribution outlet might be.
Well, Ronnie, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about pitching your idea, what that means. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-504-8194.
Welcome back. We're talking this morning to Ronnie Smith. He's Managing Director at Intro Mark Incorporated. Ronnie, thanks so much for staying with us this morning.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. Thank you too.
Yeah, this is a fascinating conversation. And look, we built this television network from scratch, so I have a little bit of an idea of what it takes to build something. But I want to ask you another important question, and that's intellectual capital. So someone out there who is creating a product and they don't want someone else to copy it. They want to be able to pitch it. What do you have to do to protect yourself? You mentioned doing a patent search. That's part of it. But how do How do you go about protecting that idea before you bring it to life?
Fantastic question, Jeffrey. Confidentiality is so important in our business. We focus on making sure any company that we work with signs a non-disclosure agreement. We do, many trade shows a year where companies come in. They're not coming into our booth and looking at an invention because we can't really show it to them yet until they've signed our non-disclosure agreement, and that allows us to share the idea with them. It makes sure that they don't share that idea outside of their own business, and gives them the freedom to look further into the invention as to see if they want to do it, if they want to move forward with it. But it's just really, really important that you have some sort of protection. You have to protect yourself. Getting a patent is, again, extremely important too. It's really the only protection that you have is a patent, and patent pending status is always good because you're in the system. But once you have the patent, you can really openly talk about your invention to anyone you want.
And thank you for that, Ronnie. And when you're talking to a manufacturer, as you maybe give us a couple of examples, but you were talking with a manufacturer and they have a certain product line and they're looking to augment their product line. What goes into, without giving away the store secrets, what goes into those types of conversations? I mean, does material, does the cost to produce get into that conversation? What are the types of conversations that you have with those individuals?
Yeah, not necessarily with me. They know their business. They've obviously made products before, so they understand the ticky-tacky parts to manufacturing, what their mold costs on, where shipping costs may be, producing, packaging, all that. That's all on them, and we'll help in any way that we possibly can. But really, what we're doing is we're presenting the invention idea itself, whether it is like I had mentioned before, a cocktail napkin type invention, or as far as a working prototype. Actually, even further, some inventors come to us with inventory, because the hardest part is marketing and licensing. So they went out there, they maybe even manufactured their invention. They've got a garage full of a product, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 pieces, and their significant other is like, please, I want to park my car in the garage. So that's usually we'll get that type of inventor, or we're just going to get somebody who hasn't attempted to do anything yet, doesn't know what to do, and that's very important too. Is you really just have to find the right place to start talking about your invention. Again, that's we talk to a lot of different companies and have them sign our non-disclosure agreement in all different categories. So we're always kind of looking to market from that perspective. And
is there a hot topic? I mean, we're not out of COVID, but we're out of COVID, I guess, right? We're in the endemic phase. I would think cleaning. Are there cleaning supplies, maybe education, but are there things that are hotter right now because of where we are? That's question part A. And then part B, what about the supply chain? I mean, I know that you don't get into the manufacturing and that's really the manufacturer, but I have to wonder if that, getting parts, pieces, materials, that's probably a big part of the manufacturing process and the consideration process as well.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. So from the perspective of the manufacturers, they do share those concerns with us. It hasn't really stopped them from moving forward. It may end up, taking longer times. We may have parts in our agreement that allow them a little bit more time for the either R&D or manufacturing process because of those issues. And we've had companies that we work very closely, very, very friendly with, who really had some big problems recently, especially with the supply chain and getting product here from either China or wherever they're making product from. I'm sure you've heard this too. It really has made a shift, and companies are looking into other countries for manufacturing resources, as well as domestically, where before, unfortunately, sometimes it was a little too expensive to make it here. But if it's 5 times as much to get something from China to here, and you're going to pay it anyway, you can definitely make it here in the U.S. And maybe not lose as much money. But yeah, it's tough times. It is tough times. We definitely did see an uptick in inventors and in companies looking for things during the pandemic. So we're America. We're still moving strong.
We are. And I guess the first part of the question, are there hot topics? I mentioned maybe cleaning,
Sure.
Gasoline, something around gasoline, maybe a fusion, cold fusion. Maybe someone out there has invented cold fusion.
Yeah, I wish. Bring us your cold fusion invention. No, and honestly, the gasoline thing is a little too recent. So we'll probably see it in the next few months, ideas coming in based on that. Cleaning, yes. Through the whole pandemic, we were getting new cleaning ideas, ways of carrying on your body hand sanitizer, different types of mask ideas. Yes, we get a lot of those things, which are always going to be useful because those things transfer to just the general medical field, not necessarily during a pandemic. So we do see things based on what's going on at the time, but a lot of those things really do carry over.
Yeah, I mean, it really is amazing. I mean, just as we're talking, I'm looking around the studio and I'm like, oh yeah, that's something we need, or that's something we need. And look, every product that we use, Ronnie, started somewhere, whether it's the cup, the Post-it note, the piece of 8x11 paper, it
Right.
all started from someone's idea. And it really is interesting if you think about it. Ronnie, we're going to have to leave it there. Really great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Always available. Thanks, Jeffrey. Nice to meet you. Thanks.
That wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content, or visit our website and our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for BRN Weekly. We'll be taking a look back at some of our best segments for the week. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.
Waiting here for you to take and drink of. But if you're tired of the same old
Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts, but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a Tax Doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
Call 800-224-6439.